Hello YouTube and welcome to Groundworks Plays Transport Fever. This is episode 2 of our playthrough, and in previous episode we have connected two major cities, one being the New Haven and the second one being Memphis. So we have built a total of 3 lines. One is the commuter one for using coaches, which are basically 2 coach lines which are feeding the main rail line. And initially I have built it as a single track because I was thinking it should be, just a single track, but then I realized as my cities will grow, I would prefer to have both tracks. So here you can see my main engine of choice, the 440 General, which is the currently popular machine at this point in time, which is the year 1859. Granted, it's a pretty awesome rail engine, and this is just beautiful. I love the sight of the steam trains passing through this, and as you can see, New Haven and Memphis have already developed to some point. By the way, guys, actually this is the second attempt of recording the audio for this episode. I'm doing this post-commentary. The first audio I was trying to record yesterday, but I was so honestly tired that I was literally brain dead, so to say. So I have caught myself literally falling asleep a little bit and also starting to talk both Swedish, English and Croatian. Well, that didn't turn out to be too well, so yeah, I've decided to re-record it again today, so yeah, sorry. But anyway, what I'm doing at the moment, I have returned the 440 General train that had only 2 cars and decided to add 2 more because our capacity needs an increase because we have a lot more people waiting at the train station in New Haven and Memphis alike. So the idea is that we should be able to cover this with 2 trains, 4 cars each, and despite of them having a little bit of the slowdown, it's not that much. So the train 1 is coming back into the train yard or into the station of New Haven, while the train 2 is sitting there and waiting. And I will return the train 1 to depot. By the way, guys, if you want to return the train to depot, you need to return it just as you get the cha-ching of being paid. Otherwise, then the passengers start loading in and then you basically lose some of the passengers. Okay, so train 2 with 4 cars or 4 coaches I'm putting out. And the train number 1 will be waiting just a little bit longer until I can buy the 4th car, and then I will ship it off its merry way. So, like I said, the train tracks between New Haven and Memphis have now been layered as double track, except for the last incline when climbing into the Memphis, which is still a single track because currently it's an end station. And in this episode, my plan would be to basically expand the rail network because it is bringing us a fair share of money. And as you can see, I'm running it a little bit time accelerated because not much is really happening during the first years. And I need to make some significant cash to be able to build more. So if I would to run everything in normal pace, it would take 10 episodes before I could do any significant upgrades. So this first part of early game will be a little bit accelerated, sorry for that. And I wanted to buy the 4th coach, and I realized I have 244k while it costs 272k. Lovely. So yeah, I guess I will have to wait just a smidge more until one more train delivery. So once again, our train 2 is very busy and ferrying passengers from Memphis to New Haven. There's only a finite amount of time how much you can run a single line. very interesting choice of music. I mean, I really do like the soundtrack. It has a little bit of, chugga 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 rhythm to it, which I found pretty interesting. Okay, fourth coach is bought, so I'm just now waiting until the first train goes up to Memphis so I could launch the second train, because I want them to be evenly spaced out. And guys, I don't know, I mean, if the game does that. I know that auto spacing works for the buses, but I didn't know if it works for trains, so do let me know in the comments below if that is the case. Okay, and I think I can actually put the train right about now, somewhat-ish. Okay, go. Perfect. Choo-choo. Okay, so I'm hoping that these two trains will be able to yield me enough profit. And given that they run 4 coaches each, they shouldn't be slowed too much down. Okay, let's look a little bit on our next expansion. We have several options, and as you can see, the map is pretty huge. So I'm kind of thinking between multiple options. Let's turn on the height map. So one would be like between Crenham to Houston, which I don't think is an option. Another would be Houston to Savannah, or New Haven, to St. Petersburg. Oh, it's even on the same height. Oh, I like this. Yep, this looks promising. And then we could continue the rail network from St. Petersburg to follow the line all the way to Fairfield and Lincoln. Yeah, St. Petersburg it is. There. Okay, so let's see, how do we want to play this? There already is a bridge and a crossing for the road, and I'm almost thinking I would like to make it a triangular shape network. Okay, let's see, train 1, train 2, both of them going at 45 kilometers an hour, which is the top speed, so I guess they are not that much affected by the fact that they have 4 passenger coaches each, which is a good thing. I wasn't sure, I mean, how you actually exactly calculate the pulling power and etc. So, like I said, I'm pretty new to the game, but I really much like, and I was a big fan of Old Transport Tycoon, although I never played Train Fever. So, examining where I'm gonna be putting the new station, and I think I will do it as a T, like triangular shape. So the new tracks going to St. Petersburg shall be somewhere along these lines, starting from the middle of the road, or the middle of the way between New Haven and Memphis, and then crossing somewhere around here and going to St. Petersburg. So let us construct the bridge. I'm not gonna make the bridge that the ships can pass underneath. That is tomorrow's Groundworks problems, because I like my bridges to look a little bit authentic for the times than they were built. I realize that it will cost me more money to rebuild, but I just don't care. For me, a beauty aspect is equally as important as everything else, so yeah. Okay, so let's now connect this track to the main track, so yeah. I'm thinking a little bit further out, but I don't want it intersecting the road, so somewhere along these lines sounds pretty good to me. Okay, train, yes, you please pass by, and 18, yeah, I do want the height to be even. I don't like building, everything on the same height. I want it to look realistic for the time, more or less. Even if it means a little bit slower train and a little bit less profit. I'm not playing this game for profit, I'm playing it for enjoyment. So, yeah. Okay, now let's see. Let's now connect to the exit track as well. And thinking about it, hold on, let's connect it. So somewhere along these lines, make it somewhat symmetrical. Yeah. A little bit lower, and yes, something along these lines. There it is, a beautiful junction, and at the very moment I did this, I realized one thing. Hold on, should I make this one-way or two-way? I think two-way, because I judged a little bit the distance between these two cities and St. Petersburg, and it's huge. So regardless of me using double line between these two cities, my train would still be blocked by each other somewhere, and I don't want to be building passing sidings, so that's really not my thing at the moment. So I will bulldoze this and I'll make it a double line. So you need to go to the right hand line, yeah, here, this one, great. Okay, and it looks good. Perfect. Then I will build a second line, which you are going to the right hand track. From what I understood from Kernel Failure, I've been watching his videos. He's a very good in terms of transport fever. It seems that the building tools have improved significantly from the train fever. I wouldn't know because I wasn't playing, like I said, but I really find these tools simple enough and actually pretty easy to use. And by the way, this snapping, awesome. Yeah, see that? It snaps, double track, awesome. Really like it. Okay, now we have properly connected a double track, so we need to extend the double track past the bridge. And yes, this will cost a little bit, but sure. Trains do pay for themselves pretty well. 713k, I might as well, repay 500k because I want to reduce my loan to be as little as possible. Okay, now let's see. We have, what do we have? Okay, so let me just think for a second where I would like to build a station. In my previous two cities, I have built a station in the center of the town. However, given the fact that I want this to be a passing rather than a terminal station, I'm almost inclined to build it a little bit outside of the city and then have my commuter traffic network feeding into it. So yeah, that's kind of my reasoning, but for the first time, let's just extend these two tracks because, it's too far out to tell. Okay, second track, come on please. Yeah, that is how it's done. Fast and with mistakes. Obviously I need to connect this component here. By the way, one thing that both, I guess, me and Kernel Failure share is the ability to, screw up things royally. And I'm pretty sure in this series you will see me messing up lots of things, so yeah. Just a heads up, like I said, new to the game and Transport Tycoon player. Okay, time to think about where are we gonna be putting the station. So let us see. If it continues, we have here some cargo thingies which might be handy. And I'm almost inclined to choose between like waterfront over here and then having a terminal station somewhere in the middle of the city. But then again, if I build a terminal station, I need to build bypasses and stuff. And the Lincoln is over there, and the other cities are further down. So to me it says more like a passing station rather than a terminal one. So I'm almost inclined to go for the waterfront property, because I think it would be very scenic to have the train going down there. Somewhere along here. But okay, let's first connect these two parts of the city using the street. Something along these lines. And then I will cram a station hopefully next to it. And I'm hoping this will help to develop both the city and also provide me with an option to actually be able to continue chugging on with my track onwards, because this is something that I find very important. So come on, give me a good placement, and we have one. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what would work best, and I'm trying to also look a little bit in the catchment areas. I want to build with 2 tracks, standard platform length for the time being. But let's also see which zones I will be capturing. Okay, primarily residential and commercial. I think that's good. I like to blend it. Not industrial, but then again, this is a passenger station, not a cargo one. So I think we'll be good. Also, if I set up a commuter line, you know, like for the coaches feeding the rest of the town, I think we should be golden. Okay, shall we plop that one in? Yes, we shall. Okay, now I'm committed. So, we need to now drag the... And we have a small hill, which I didn't count. Ah well, you live, you learn. Then let's go and meet the rest of our tracks halfway. Okay. Yeah, and I'm almost inclined to, once we will get the traffic going, if some of the trains might be passing the station like rail traffic, or sorry, rail, like cargo traffic, I will for sure be building a different siding where the train can just pass by. Okay, 6.77k, let's... Okay, great. Something along these lines. From what I understood, the auto builder tool makes it built for the max speed, so to avoid any changes in terms of height and incline, and unless you specifically order it to. So okay, and the M and N keys will help you raise or lower the middle of the track. Okay, and then I'm building in smaller segments because I don't like my tracks too much elevated. And at some point we will need to cross the road. And one tip, guys, that I've seen on YouTube, which, yeah, once again, Colonel Failure mentioned, is that you don't want, when you're building, you really don't want to be building track over road. Because apparently what it does, it lowers the track and you get a bumpy track. So what you want to do is you want to demolish the road and build track over it. So to demolish the road and then build track and then lay the road over the track. So because the one that is being laid over has to adjust in height, and obviously it's a very bad idea for the tracks to adjust to the road height. Then you get a bumpy track, which is like just wrong, I would say. So yeah, there you have it. Let us delete. No, this is not gonna work. Construction not possible. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. I don't like that. I'll give you a terrain alignment collision. Yeah, this is just bull. Okay. Time to employ the old bulldozer. There we go, and bam, bam. Okay, track, have it nice and level. See? And now we can build a small country road crossing the track as it was before. So, country road. And by the time we have been laying tracks, our trains were working diligently to help us repay our loan, and now we have a total of 1.5 million still in loan. Okay, that being said, I really want, this is now just 2 tracks, and I do want to be placing some diamond junctions so that I can actually, I don't know if this was a fact during the Old West. I might be building a little bit ahead of myself, but then again, if you really want a two-way traffic, I think those things are a way to go. So too much slope, sure. Okay, bulldozing. Let's see where else we can put this. Maybe just in front of the train station? Who knows? Yeah, that looks plausible. And another switch over here. And there you have it. Perfect. So that's 1 diamond crossing, and I want to be putting the signal somewhere here. And then we have a long section of the track. And I would like to put 1 more in front of the bridge. So, let's see. Junction here. And another one here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Road vehicle 1 has reached its lifetime and should be replaced. Oh boy. I think it's time that we deal with these replacements. By the way, guys, I didn't know that before. When I was testing, I was manually sending these coaches back and replacing them, but apparently there is a better way, and that's using the line interface, which I didn't know at the time. Okay, remove the highlighter. This is the coach, and it's thinking, okay, I'm too old, I need to be replaced. So the question real is, do you replace the coach and leave the driver, or the driver is also some old timer that also needs to be replaced? There's a food for thought. Okay, so okay, I have assigned the road vehicle 6, and road vehicle 1 will come home, and at that point I will sell it. Once again, accelerating time. Okay, road vehicle 1. Go to the depot and sell, please. Sell. Okay, select and then... you have to select it and then sell it. Okay, I get it. Cool. So, where were we? Yes. Building trains. I'm just looking at the stations here. Do I need to add another station? I don't think I do at the moment. Okay, yeah, back to our rail network expansions. You see how long this section is? I mean, if I only had a one-way track, it would completely devastate my having the train, the point of the double track in the other section. So yeah. Okay, time to place a... I almost said a bus stop, but these people don't yet know what bus is. So I guess we could say a coach stop. And like I mentioned, I want to connect both the commercial section, residential section, and the station directly. And while I do know that some are overlapping, well, I don't think it's such a big of a deal. So, depot. By the way, there were some discussions saying that it's not worth maintaining a depot in every city. I'll tell you one thing, guys. By the time it would take my road vehicles to get from any of the other two cities until this city, the sheer costs of running those vehicles, regardless of which one they are, would be so high that it's almost having a depot pays for itself. So yeah. Okay, station. Let's add the station first. This one, which is within the area of train station. Second, an industrial area, and then the residential. So the purpose of this line is twofold, which is basically chauffeur people around the town, basically to and from work. But the main cause is to feed them to the train and also to pick up people from the train and leave them off in the various sections of the town. So, yeah. And we are calling this St Petersburg Centra. Almost said like central, but yeah. Okay, and in the finance tab we can decide if we want to replace. Now I saw where the menu option is, so yeah. Okay, no vehicles assigned to the line, so we need to build road vehicles, and we will take 2, I believe. Okay, 1 rolling out, and then second. At the point of this recording, I didn't know that even spacing out was actually a thing, so I waited manually until the first coach arrives to a little bit further down the line before I send the second coach. And I don't want to be sending more coaches because right now we don't have any passenger traffic, but I'm guessing when the train starts coming in, it will pick up pretty quickly. So yeah, that's the reasoning anyway. Okay, so we were pretty busy with this building, and let's set the line. I think right about now would be as good time as any. More or less, I'm just maybe waiting until it reaches that station. Right about now. Okay, so that's 2 coaches running on that line. Perfect. Let's just see a little bit how they look like while I have another 1 sip of the water without you hearing me gulping. As you can see, it's a beautiful waterfront property, and I got the next screen saying that I need to basically replace the road vehicle number 2. So I went into the C3 line and I'm just now setting a replacement vehicle for those. So yeah, I'm hoping that those eventually get replaced. Okay. And our coach driver is just sitting here chilling, figuring, okay, I'll just wait until all the passengers come in. And probably if he's waiting for the passengers, which to me says 0, maybe he's imagining them, I don't know. You know, he's like playing pretend. So let's pretend that some people are actually getting in. I guess it's his way of coping with the fact that he has no passengers yet. Which is perfectly understandable. Okay, this is Smog Central. I can tell you much. People in 1866 clearly haven't been really environmentally friendly, I guess. Okay, now I'm setting the replacement vehicles for all of my lines because I really cannot be bothered just to have the stage replacing the coaches every now and then when we get the better vehicles I will obviously put them on replacement. Okay. So far, all of our line except the newest one are running in the plus numbers, which is definitely a good thing. Okay. That being said, I think it's time that we took some attention for our rail line, which is New Haven to Memphis, and it's giving us a pretty decent amount of cash, and I think it's time that we insert a station St. Petersburg between New Haven and Memphis. So the idea, guys, is that the trains go from New Haven, they turn towards St. Petersburg, and then they go back to Memphis. And given the sheer distance, I'm even thinking that I will probably need a third train. I did slow down the time because I also wanted to inspect how how does it look like, but it seems that it's not using the second track for some reason. Okay, I have no idea why is that. I think it's a matter of me not placing enough signs, and one should definitely be put here. Somewhere along these lines, and there you have it. So, rightmost track will always be... yeah, trains will drive on the right. As simple as that. Train 2. Run by General. So I have to change also the description, New Haven to Memphis. Well, that's not entirely correct. So, well, it is New Haven to Memphis, but I'm just gonna call it NH via STP St. Peters to... I cannot write via STPTO Memphis. It's not the most, intuitive and elaborate title that I could come up with, but I'll take it. Let us take a time to a little bit enjoy our train leaving the station and going on the new path. Oh, taking the right here? Sure. Ding, 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 ding. The Iron Horse. Okay, let's repay another section of the loan, and we are only 500k in debt, which I found to be great. I have also slowed down the time acceleration for your viewing pleasure so that we can just enjoy and appreciate the beauty of this game. And there we go, off into the new and exciting directions as the other train is passing us by. Now that's a screenshot. Screenshot material, that's for sure. First time going over our wooden bridge. Now, isn't this an amazing sight? I also found, guys, by the way, that the sheer distance between the cities and the scale of the environment feels pretty right. I mean, if you look how much the distances these trains travel and the sheer perspective of it, it really gives you a nice sense of scale, and the map feels pretty big, which is one thing that I really appreciate. And in some other games that were more like, construction based, like, I don't know, Railroads, for example, from Sid Meier, well, that one was a little bit too cramped. I mean, I enjoyed it, but not as much as this. I mean, those two games are hardly comparable, but still. Oh, this is beautiful sight. I'm really eager to see how will it look when our general reaches the waterfront. I really want my routes to be also a little bit scenic, So yeah, I do plan to, well, for some of you this might seem a little bit slow pace and something. I really like to provide a perspective on the new routes, new vehicles, and, well, as much as I can. Obviously, when we start building more and more, maybe I won't be able to do that for all. But for the time being, it feels a little bit, slower pace, but I actually kind of enjoying it. Let me know if you enjoy it as well in the comments. And we are coming to our station. Oh yeah, that's the view right there. And we already see some people standing on our station, which is great, and some people rushing to the station. Hurry, hurry, hurry! You're gonna miss the train! Beautiful. Okay, well, time to be continuing on our merry way. So, the next thing to happen is time acceleration once again, because these two trains, now servicing these three cities, which are kind of now distant, will reduce my profits unless I decide to go and buy another train. Now, New Haven is developing nicely. By the way, guys, I've read somewhere that when you start servicing also the towns with goods, they tend to develop more and more. So, which is definitely something that I plan to be going into further episodes, but I need to make a couple of lines that will be granting me some beginner's cash to be able to actually do so. Technically, we are doing okay, but we're not exactly printing money yet, so we want to be a little bit cautious when it comes to our money allocation and spending. Speaking of money spending, I could buy another coach, because I see that we have permanently some passengers waiting for the commuter lines, so I think it would be a prudent decision. Okay, second train has arrived, and by the time the second train arrives, the first one is already getting into Memphis. So I would say, yeah, those are pretty well balanced out. So definitely want to buy the third train. I just need to earn some cash or go further into the loan, obviously. Yeah, it's 8 minutes frequency. I would like to reduce it to, let's say, 5-ish. I'm running at full speed, but even at this speed, given these distances, it will take some time for those two trains to generate me any significant amount of cash. I'm also looking where would I want to expand next. Maybe Murrieta or Savannah. I'm not sure. Looking just at these industries, the game Random Seed, Groundforks, or not Random Seed, but Groundforks USA Seed, wasn't particularly lucky, so I don't know. The placement of these industries is a little bit wonky still. And I know that there are mods which you can use to actually enhance your industries, but for the time being, I would prefer to actually play stock. And while I'm here yapping, I might as well be going on and buying another train. So let's buy another general. I have a feeling that we will be getting a new locomotive pretty soon, but that it will probably be as expensive as hell, because these trains are, well, oh man, they're just expensive. And despite the fact that they pay for themselves, I mean, I think I'll still need to go further into the loan to be able to afford a train in the first place. Yeah. How many people? 75 people. Well, okay, come on, and will I be able to buy one? Nope. And this is already at full speed, so now this train is going to St. Petersburg, while the first one is coming from the St. Petersburg. So my window of opportunity should be to launch this new bought train at the time when first train will be getting into Memphis. If I want to do it the right way, then I might need to I will definitely need to take the loan. Not might, sorry. Well, but then again, 3 trains servicing this line, and I think we have enough time for all passengers. Yeah, I think I should be okay to actually go into the loan itself. A little bit operating in the red because of the lower frequency of the trains and higher maintenance, obviously. And the fact that some of our passenger cars are getting a little bit older. By the way, the cost of maintenance increases as you basically as the time passes, so you do want to replace your vehicles. I was thinking that I could pull it off without taking a loan and waiting just for one more passing of the trains, but I don't know, doesn't sound like a particularly great idea, although initially I thought it might be. Maybe at least for the next round I could buy one with the cash I have and then another 2 with the loan. I actually might do that. Okay. Let's see, when the train comes into the station, I'll borrow another 500 and just see, 1, 2, and I need one more train to come in, and that would definitely be that first train coming into Memphis. or second train. First one is just now leaving New Haven. Okay, cha-ching, and we have enough cash to buy the third cart. And let's just launch it. I mean, by the time it gets to New Haven, picks up passengers, over time it will evenly space out, I'm pretty sure of it. So, now we have 2 trains, 4 carts, 4 carts and 3 carts. And the frequency is down to 5 minutes as intended. Great! So every 5 minutes we have a train. Great. Okay, and let us now see. Okay, the spacing is not the top-notch class, and I would actually like to put some signals here. Let's just move this window out of the way. One signal here. And so one before each junction, I guess. That should hopefully prevent any clogs, but then again we don't have any lines that are crossing each other, so I think it will be fine anyway. And now it's just a matter of letting it run for a while and make me some sweet cash, simply put. Yes. Oh, is it the time already? Looks like, guys, we are closing up on the 47-minute mark, so I will be wrapping up this episode pretty quickly. I just wanted to run for a little bit to see how well are my trains doing financially, if it does increase my profits or not. But given that this game is at a little bit slower pace, I plan to run for the episode length somewhere between 35 and 50-ish. Could be less, could be more, because I feel like, we wouldn't be able to do much, at least not in the first game, if we just had a 30-minute episode. So maybe later on when we are able to do a lot more stuff, then I will be considering, upping the ante and basically reducing the episode length. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously your feedback is very important to me. Okay, just improving the roads a little bit, and yeah, let's see how much money we get from 232 233. Yeah, let's see if we can upgrade some more roads. Okay, those I might not be upgrading yet. Those are not the major roads that I have, so I'm perfectly happy to leave them be as they are. And the catchment area, I seem to be still for the time being catching the whole city. And I like the fact that this area is a little bit expanding when it comes to a little bit south of the station and over the other side. But if I want to run any serious river business, it might be a little bit hindering with this bridge. But then again, I guess it's the problem for the Groundforks in the future episodes. Okay, so far I very much like the game, and I'm thinking that it's actually great fun and very relaxing and enjoyable experience so far. Okay, and so I think I will be slowly wrapping it up for this episode. By the way, guys, please do like if you like the episode. Hit that subscribe button for more Transport Fever episodes. And we have new machines, 280 Baldwin and horse trolley cart, but we will be putting those in the next episode. And until then, thank you very much for watching. This is Grumpworks signing off.